Putin's invasion of Ukraine was the worst example of one state invading and wrecking the sovereignty of another state that we have seen since the Second World War. And it is a huge challenge to us. I'm not worried about the strength and unity and consensus and bravery of the Ukrainian people. I've been there, I've seen it for myself. I'm worried that we're not going to do what we need to do. Add up the economies of the countries that are on the side of Ukraine. We outmatch Russia by 30 to 1 in terms of the size of our economies, the size of our GDPs. We've just got to make that size count. And we've got to make sure we give them the weapons, the economic support, the moral support, the diplomatic support, but crucially that military support that can make a difference. Now the second thing you hear is, is Europe pulling its weight? Isn't this all the US, and are we doing enough? What you are doing an incredible job, the weapons you supply, the economic support you give, but the figures now show that actually European countries are doing, if you add up the economic support and the military support, are doing twice as much as the United States. So the support really is there. And if you vote through this package, however you do it and whatever you have to connect it with in Congress, it will give an enormous fillip to those European countries. Now, the next thing you hear is, well, is the strategy clear enough? Do we know what we're trying to do? Yes, we're trying to help the Ukrainians through what is going to be a difficult winter, and we want to supply them so they can rebuild next year and sustain what they're doing. Why is that so important? Anything less than that is a victory for Putin. And if there is a victory for Putin, it won't be the end of this. I stood in Tbilisi in Georgia in 2008 when he took a part of that country and warned this would happen. And now it's happened in Ukraine. And if we let him win in Ukraine, it will be somewhere else next. And it won't just be American money that's at risk. It might be a NATO country, so it could be American lives. The value for money of what you have put in is astounding. What is it, like maybe 10% of your defense budget used by the Ukrainians has destroyed half of Russia's pre-war military assets. Now, if that isn't a good investment, I don't know what is. So I see it as the great test for our generation, the great challenge for our generation. Are we going to defend this democracy? And are we going to recognize that European security is also American security? And we should stay united on this. We should pass this money to the Ukrainians. We should back them and make sure that it's Putin that loses. Because if that money doesn't get voted through, there are only two people that will be smiling. One of them is Vladimir Putin in Russia. The other one is Xi Jinping in Beijing. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to give either of those people a Christmas present. Thank you very much.